Top three then, in order: Saka, Palmer, Foden.
Saka. I would go Saka, Foden, Palmer.
What about you?
Are we judging this overall? It depends how we're judging it.
You have to look at honours. You have to look at stats.
If we're looking at honours, then Foden's
everything encompassed into one. I guess I
would probably have Foden bottom, which you're gonna hate. But Palmer's also been poor for a while. I think Saka. I'd have Saka first, and then
Foden below Palmer.
No,
well,
crazy.
Foden's been poor for like the last. He had a period this season where he scored. Well, he was scoring a few goals, and now he's gone back to what it was the whole of last season.
Yeah, but before that,
that's why I said it really depends what we're judging it off of.
I don't think you can put. I don't think you can put either.
Well, Palmer's been poor for a while as well.
I like to ask these questions to Arsenal fans because I can't see it. Right, I like Saka. I like him as a bloke. I like watching him play. And to me, I just watch him and I just think there's a good winger. He's just another good winger. And I don't really understand how we've elevated him to this level. Do you really rate him that highly? His stats aren't that great. He had
this is the guy. What is it? England player of the year 2 years in a row. It's the guy that you look. No one talks about the that Switzerland game in the Euros where it was him by himself, picked up the ball, phenomenal goal, saved it. Yeah. The people just. I don't know. They're very quick to mention the missed penalty in that Euros final,
but I think
never remember.
Those people are idiots. Like, if that's what I want to talk about Saka's ability with, like, Saka was carrying Arsenal and also carried England at such a young age.
Yeah.
And I think that this season, look, obviously I might have a laugh and a joke here and there when it comes to Arsenal, but I've never ever doubted the quality of Bukayo Saka ever. With Foden. He is an elite player. Like, he's class. Like,
he's a better footballer.
He might be a better footballer, and he might be more technically gifted, and he might be able to do things that Saka can't do. But he's not consistent enough. It's the same way as Cole Palmer.
But is Saka that consistent?
Until this season, he's been putting up numbers every single year.
Well, actually, it was actually going into last season as well.
He tore his hamstring and was injured for 3 months last year.
Yeah. So I do think that if consistency has to play a factor, because of course Phil Foden was in the
this is
greatest,
Saka that's been carrying Arsenal on his back, whereas Foden's had world-class players surrounding him in every position. Whereas Arsenal,
not that year when he won Player of the Year.
You still got
that title.
Yeah, but I do also
De Bruyne
think
was injured the whole season.
Sure, but he did have a ready-made squad that Foden was he was coming into. Whereas Saka, he was really the core of what this Arsenal team has been built actually around. Like, even early days of Saka when he was carrying Arsenal and they were finishing 8th or whatever, like, Saka's star boy. Like, that's what he is. And I think that I'm defending him here. What I'm saying is, yes, we can look at the accolades, and everyone will always be measured on accolades. The same argument gets thrown at me for Harry Kane, but I can still say I believe that Harry Kane is world class, absolutely world class. And in terms of England players, he's probably only second to Rooney in terms of that, in terms of a striker. And I will happily die on that hill. I don't care. And with Saka, I think that out of those three options, I think he's the most consistent. And doesn't mean Foden's a bad player.
But does consistency trump honours? And
depends on
you're talking about the honours. Well, which honours are we talking about? Because if you're talking about the
Premier League,
but then when was Saka's not going to win 6 Premier Leagues with the Arsenal side that he was in, was he?
While it was being
it's an Arsenal team that under Mikel Arteta have spent £1 billion.
Do you know what?
Up to this point, whereas Man City they were getting 100 points before Foden even came into the side.
This is an interesting point, right? So when Mikel Arteta comes in and Arsenal start their journey with Saka as kind of
Saka's
the
at left back then as well,
and as that focal part of that rebuild, okay? City are going through their version of a rebuild. Phil Foden could be that same mark as a Bukayo Saka. Phil Foden hasn't stepped up.
No,
he's been a bit better this season, but the way that Saka stepped up for Arsenal, Phil Foden hasn't been able to do that.
Saka's better mentally.
So that's how you have to look at it.
Saka's stronger mentally, but Foden's a better player and he can do more.
That's fair.
And on his day, he's better.
Same as Cole Palmer on their day.
You can't put Palmer above Foden though. That's disrespectful. He's had one good season.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see how he does the next few, because he's been. Well, people were saying in the chat that he's been injured, Palmer, but since he's come back, he's looked half the player, or even less than that of the one that arguably should have also had Player of the Year when Foden won it. He obviously got young player. It was a case to be made that he should have got Player of the Year that season.
So you're going? What are you going?
I'm going Saka, Foden, Palmer.
You're going Saka, Palmer, Foden.
Probably, yeah.
I'll go for Foden, Saka, Palmer. I think is fair.
That is your choice.
I like Saka, and I do want him to be like the guy for England. But more often than not, I do find myself watching him and I do think, is this really the same guy that everyone always speaks about all the time? For the last 2 years, I haven't watched him and thought, like, this guy is absolutely unbelievable. He can do nothing. He can do things that other players can't even dream of doing.
But don't you think that is also because of the way that Arsenal play? If they loosen the reins a little bit, no one, in my opinion, Arsenal outside the Champions League occasionally do not play with any type of flair and attacking prowess how they used to. You don't, like, it's just facts. And you have to look at your forward options to show you that. I'm not being funny. Zeros all across the board. You don't play to the benefits, I feel, of attacking players. I look at Eze and I know that Eze would have been very suited for Spurs, but I don't blame him whatsoever for going to Arsenal because he's an Arsenal fan.
Do you think Arteta
But I feel like it does suffocate them a little bit. You're not allowing that expression. And Pep's been blamed of doing that at times as well.
Does Arteta maybe not do that because he doesn't think that he has the quality to be able to absolutely demolish teams?
On that now. No excuse.
I think it comes back to the way teams approach it when they play Arsenal. Because as I said, in the Champions League, when you got Inter Milan at home, who aren't going to sit back and defend, and then you look, Arsenal played good attacking football and carved them open on the break and stuff like that. Whereas you're just not going to get against Nottingham Forest away.
I think it's a cop
Forest
out,
are going to put 11.
Yeah.
They're going to put 11 members.
Did you ever see Jurgen Klopp do that with Liverpool?
Every team puts a low block against a team who's better than them. That's why the Premier League's so dull this year.
Exactly. So you said the Premier League, not just Arsenal, then, is it?
No, but it is a cop-out.
I've seen Liverpool in leagues, even City have had their own seasons where they've played really good attacking football.
I've seen stats that you look at the average position of teams playing against Arsenal, and it is a mile further back.
But it would have been the same when they were playing Centurions or when they were playing Liverpool. The difference is they have managers that had bravery about them, and your manager doesn't.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
I think, as I said, he's definitely shifted away from 22-23 because I think that Man City game scared him.
Which was the scariest Arsenal have looked in all three title races.
But then we've got closer to the title since that season. The 23-24, huh?
That was your first crack at it.
Yeah, 23-24. It came down to the final day, and that was when Arsenal didn't really have any injuries besides Timber, who was out for the whole season, and we were, one game off winning the title then. Last season, obviously, just loads and loads of injuries, and we were never really in the race. And this year, top with 4 points clear with 15 to go. So, I mean, if it gets us a league title, I don't care.
And if it doesn't,
well, then conversation we had at the end of the season. It depends on the manner of how, if we don't get over the line, how it gets to that.
Well, we know how it's going to get to it, right?
What's that?
By a crumble. No, of course.
But I just think this narrative is so lazy.
If we were talking about 4 games to go and you were 4 points clear, I'd be like, Fez, we've got 15 games left.
No, I didn't say it was done by any means.
And it's not a lazy narrative. We've watched you crumble.
No, but that's just when are we talking that Arsenal have actually crumbled? The 22-23 season.
Yeah.
But as I said, that's because you've got Rob Holding coming in for the likes of Saliba.
Everyone has that. Huh? Everyone has got moments.
You look at your squad compared to that Arsenal squad, that 22-23 season, miles better. And when a player got injured, you had another good player to replace.
So have you now.
So we have now. So now there's no excuses.
So now it really will be a crumble if you don't win.
Yes, that's fair. But then we didn't have the depth to compete because when you lost your best defender in Saliba,
right, you've
got Rob Holding coming in, and the defence just fell off a cliff.